Hello, happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Gotta have a little bit of fun. I like the hearts. Okay, let me get rid of this. There we go. Hi, Christine. All right. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. Ours was very quiet. So a couple of things. If you are watching this on YouTube, I wanted to invite you to watch live when I do my lives. Hi, Danita, on Facebook. So I do the lives every Friday at 2 on Facebook. And then Tuesdays, it's a random time. So it's just whenever I have the chance on Tuesday, I pop in and do a live. But I always come on ahead of time and let people know on Tuesdays what time that's going to be. So, hop on over to my Facebook stamping page, which is also the same as it is here or on YouTube, which is JannaStamps. You can find me there and then join me live. I would love that. Otherwise, I always load them up, the replay up to YouTube, and I also post the replay on my Facebook page. So, let's see. Well, once I mount my phone up, you will be able to see the address to my shopping page and this month's host code. So let me do that now. There we go. So there is that information, and while you have a chance to look at that, I'm just going to get this brought up on my iPad real quick. So there we go with that. All right, I'm ready. So today, the patterned paper that I'll be using comes from the Classic Christmas Designer Series paper, and this is part of the Curvy collection. So if you just probably search Curvy on my shopping page, or whoever you buy your Stampin' Up! From, the paper pack should also pop up there. I'm also going to be using dies from the Layering Squares, and then Gnome for the Holidays, such a cute set, and Gift Wrapped. I love, love, love this set. And there's a coordinating punch that cuts out the large bow. And then I'm using this label punch, which I can't remember the name of, but it cuts out the label or tag, however you want to look at it. It also will punch a hole or the longer little strip there that you could run ribbon through or whatever. Okay. So I have pre-cut some things, and then I've got a piece of crumb cake here for the base of the card, and I'm doing a landscape easel card. I was looking through Pinterest, and this easel card popped up, and I thought, ooh, a landscape easel. I don't think I've ever done a landscape easel card. So sorry, I'm just trying to get my light right there. So I thought it would be fun to do that. So I've got a piece that is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. The standard typical card, right? So let me just get that scored there. And then I want to fold it because usually I've got one side that is just a touch longer, so I like to make sure which side that is because that's always the front of my card. So I'm going to put it back in here, and we're going to score again halfway on the front. So that would be 2 1/8 right there. And that's going to give us that fold for our easel. So there's our first fold. And then here is the second. Usually I do, you know, a top folding card to make, and then it's landscape. So this is kind of fun. I've also done a twisted fold, which is really fun. So if anybody ever would like to see a twisted fold, let me know and I will do one of those. And then I just went ahead and cut the strips that I need. Now you could layer your strips if you want, but I decided I didn't want to layer because I really like using the crumb cake, and I liked that border there. So I'm going to do it like this because that kind of looks like snow. And I was just going to give those a quick measurement to tell you what size my strips are, and they're all the same. And so this one is 4 3/8 long by 2 inches wide. So they are all the same. So you can make your strips all the same color if you want. I decided I wanted mine different colors, and then I cut a piece in Whisper White that's going to allow you to write something inside of your card. Or you could also put a piece on the back of the card if you wanted more room to write something. I don't ever get that wordy on my cards when I send them out. It's just usually some little sentiment, and then I sign them. Okay, so now we are just going to center this as best as I can, trying to see around the stand and my camera here. And I didn't quite get it, but that's okay. As long as I line them up the same, it'll be all right. So did anybody take advantage of our Merry whatever that was sale that Stampin' Up did? I did. I didn't buy a whole lot because I'm kind of saving up to be able to get stuff out of the new upcoming mini. But there were some things that I really, really wanted. One being that cardinal set that's in the annual catalog. And then it wasn't on sale. The cardinal set was, but the other set I bought wasn't, and it was the snowman set out of the mini catalog. I just really love that set, so I decided to go ahead and get it because I kept thinking, okay, if I don't get it and they don't bring it back, am I going to be upset? And I thought about it for quite a while, actually. And finally I decided I really, really liked that snowman set. I've always liked snowman stamps anyway, and that one's just so nice. All right, there's that. And then we will put the other piece up there. So if you're watching, please be sure to say hello and let us know where you're watching from. That's always fun to see where people are at. Christine, you're clear across the whole United States from me. We are on opposite ends. Okay, so there is that. So the whole base of our card is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And then we can stamp. So I'm using the cute little girl gnome. I think she's adorable with her little Christmas tree hat there. And then I'm also going to use the greeting, "There's no place like gnome for the Christmas season." And that I'm going to stamp in Cherry Cobbler. Really, you don't have a Newport there? Oh yes, you do have a Newport. I know, there's Newports everywhere, it seems like. And I'm guessing that yours must be at the ocean as well, because why would there be a Newport that's not at the ocean? Okay, it's hard to do this when I'm not right over the top, but I will do my best. So let's just put it there. Cute. Let's see, let's see, while I have this red out, I may as well go ahead and also stamp what's gonna go on the inside. Then I won't have to pull this red out again. And I think I can fit it on right here. Let me see if I've got that centered. Oh, I smeared it. That's not good news. What did I touch it with? Okay, let me try it again. We don't want smeared words. Holly jolly everything. There we go. All right, now I can set that aside. And I can close this up so I don't stick my fingers in it or anything else. And then I'm going to use Tuxedo Black and stamp the little girl gnome here. See if I can get her in the middle and not on top of the words. Oh, I think she's too high. Let me see. No, maybe not. Might be able to accomplish that. All right. I just went in and rinsed off my scrubby pad here And let me tell you, that ink that's on there is on there to stay. So these are the best cleaning pads, but just know that it's going to look like that when you use it. But it still does the trick. It cleans so good. All right, time for a little bit of coloring. I will go ahead and color her. I am using light petal pink for her skin. And there's not very much of that to color. But I'm going to come back in with a little bit of light Flirty Flamingo and just give her some rosiness. We'll give her some cute pink cheeks and put a little blush on her nose and her chin. And then I will just blend that together a little bit. Pretty cute. Okay, now then, for the tree part, I'm going to color it with light shaded spruce. And then I'm going to go back in and just do a tad bit of shading. Nothing too much, just a little. When you have such small areas to color, it's kind of hard to do anything too extra fancy as far as shading and stuff. All right, so there is that. And then I think I'm going to use the smaller tip here. And I'm just going to color her dress green. And we'll give her a red apron. Because she's feeling, no, we're going to give her, I had to look at the one I already did. I didn't give her a red apron. I'll show you what I'm going to do because she's got berries and holly leaves there on her apron. So I gave her a different color of an apron. It would actually be cute even if you just left it white, but that's no fun. We got to color it. All right. So now, like I said, I'm not going to get too fancy, but I am going to do just a little bit of shading. Did anybody go do any of the mad shopping today? I wasn't about to do that. Did take my sister and we did our grocery shopping, but we went to a store that's all there was groceries because we didn't want to have to deal with being around a bunch of people and crowds. We went to Safeway and there definitely was not any crowds in there. There was only probably a handful of people besides us. So that made it nice. All right, so then we will come back in with the light, make sure, yeah, and just blend that together. And And I'm using the smaller tip because sometimes with the brush tips, they're really juicy, and I don't, as best I can, I'm trying to keep this from bleeding outside the lines. And it's because the areas are so small there. There we go. And then I'm just going to take the darker shaded spruce and color those little leaves. There we go. And then her apron is actually going to be the Mango Melody. So I'm going to come in with the light one first. And it looks so cute. I was really glad that I decided to go with this color because I think it turned out adorable. So we'll leave that. I'm going to color the little star and then some of the little ornaments here. Let's see, we'll do that one. And then I'll bring the dark in and shade just a touch on her apron. And then I'll hold it up closer when I'm done so you can see it better. Hi, Donna. Yes, for anyone that missed the very beginning, I'm making a landscape shaped easel card. All right, so there is that. Let me go ahead and color her hair. And she's going, I decided she's a brown-haired girl. We could have given her pink hair or blue hair or something like that, but she's brown-haired. So there is that. And here's some balmy blue. This is the dark balmy blue. And we have to have red, my favorite color. So this is the light cherry cobbler. And then the two little berries. Actually, there's three little berries. And her shoes. There we go. Now I didn't just want her floating there, so I'm taking the light gray granite and I'm just going to do a little swirl right here for her to stand on. So just a bit of a shadow there. And then I've got one of the square dies here. And I'm just going to grab a piece or two of Post-it tape. And let me see if I can get this on here fairly straight and even, and we'll hope for the best. All right, I'm just gonna run this through my machine real quick. Hi, Rosie. I didn't have any room to spare there, did I? That was close cutting. All right. So now then, I'm going to put her on this piece of shaded spruce, and I went ahead and I've cut 2 pieces out with the squares, and they are the layering scallops, or squares from, but they're the scalloped ones from that set. And I'm just going to glue these on so that I've got that extra little bit of wiggle room to make sure I get it on there straight. And then I'll put it on the crumb cake piece. All right, so there's that piece. And then from that bow set, I've got this cute little puppy bow. Oh, and I said I would show you her up closer. You know, there was one other thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to just come in with Wink of Stella and sparkle up those ornaments. And I'm doing the yellow ones first. Give the tip of my pen a little wipe in between the colors, but I'm doing the red last because I didn't want to pick up any of that red and contaminate the other ones with the red color. So there is that. I don't know if you can catch a little bit of the glimmer or not, but it's there. And then I am just bringing back, well, I'm bringing in the Mango Melody stamp pad. And I'm going to stamp this bow with that color. And then I'll bring the markers back in here and quickly color this bow. At Costco, if you have a Costco or similar store in your area, every year at Christmas they get in their ribbon for packages or whatever you might use it for, and it's wide and it has wire in the edges, and it makes the greatest bows. And you don't even have to know how to make a bow, because really what I usually do is I wrap it around my packages, I tie it just in a knot, and then I cut the ends a little bit longer, and I kind of wad them up. I know that sounds weird, but just take the two ends and kind of wad them up, and they always turn out looking so cool. It just, you know, it looks like you did something, made your own really cool, unique bow, and it's not even a bow. It's just the ends are just crinkled and wadded up. Give it a try. Works for me, and they always look really neat. You guys know I don't get too fancy in my coloring, but it usually works. And after I get this put on where I want it, I'm going to come back over the top of it with quite a bit of Wink of Stella and make it pretty sparkly. There we go. And now I'm going to fussy cut this out, and it's super simple. And I'm going to not leave any white. Usually I'll leave a little bit of white, but this time I'm just going right up to the edge and cut it out. And I'm not a lover of fussy cutting like some people really love to fussy cut. I'm not one of those people. But, you know, I will. I do like to do paper piecing, and you have to really kind of be fussy when you do that. I don't do a whole lot of it, but it's kind of fun. Just depends on what you're piecing, but I always find it easier to cut off big globs of excess. It just makes it a little bit easier. And you always want to turn your paper and let that do the work for you, rather than taking your scissors and trying to get in the tight areas or around the curves. It's just easier to turn your paper. And we are almost done with this. There we go. I think I'm ready to put this all together now. We've got the little piece that I stamped there with that label punch, and I had already pre-punched out a piece in the shaded spruce, the same thing. I'll bring back the card in if you missed the front. So it's just a standard card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 with the top fold there, landscape, and then it's scored again at halfway down, so 2 1/8, and that's going to give us our little part to bend up for the easel there. And then she's going to go on the front here, and I need to put that on. Hi Sandra, with some dimensionals, and I'm using the bits and pieces here because I don't like to waste them. So I just go around the edges and snip them so they're ready to peel off. And let's see, let me get another bigger piece here. I think this package is all down to bits and pieces. I'll put a chunk right in the middle. You know what? I don't need all of that, so I need to pull this back off. I got carried away with because I was busy talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. I don't want those on the top part of this. And this can be on there, but it needs to be down a little bit, probably like that. Okay. Oh, that one I peeled off already. There we go. Because if I would have put them on the top, our card wouldn't have been able to open. That's no good. Okay, I think that looks sort of centered and even here. Let me just take a look at it before I press it down. Yep. And there we go. Okay. Doing good. All right, now for the stopper. This is not only the greeting, but it is the stopper that's going to hold our card up to stand up. And I'm just cutting this in half because I'm going to attach it there like that so that my little greeting has a border. And you can give it however much of a border you want there. I'm good with like that much. And then I just like to pick it up and make sure that it's even on there so that we don't have pieces of green showing where I don't want it. Now I could have cut it the other way, the long way, and done my border at the top and bottom. So you can do it either way, but I didn't want it that way. I wanted it on the ends. Okay, there we go. I think we're good there. And then I just want to pop that up. Now you have to pop your little stoppers up because otherwise the lip of the front of the card isn't going to stay in place. So your stoppers always need to be popped up. And then you can determine where you want your stopper to be. You can put it lower. I want mine up a little higher, so I'm going to put it right up here. And then our card will stand up just like that. So cute. Okay, now for the bow. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. Now you certainly could use real ribbon if you wanted, but I thought it was kind of fun to use this bow stamp. And that's going to go right there. And then I'm going to jazz it up with this Wink of Stella. And I want the whole thing sparkly. Never can, oh, there you can see it a little bit. Yeah, There you can see it a little bit. So there she is. And this is just such a fun card to make. And it's a fun card to give because then they can set it, whoever you give it to can set it up somewhere. And it's just cute, I think. So that's what it looks like standing up. And hopefully whoever you give it to will know. I would think so, since, you know, they can see that it folds up there. They will know to pop it up like that. So fun. So there we go. A landscape easel card. That's what I'm calling it anyway. I always like to look around on Pinterest because I see things that I don't know to look for on YouTube, right? Like I'll see an idea for something, and then usually if I can't figure out how to make it on my own, then I will go to YouTube and search it out to see how to make something that's a special fold or whatever. But this is pretty easy and yet different, not just a typical folded card, so it's very fun. All right, thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I hope you have a great weekend. Come back on Tuesday, and I will be sure to pop on and let you know what time I'll be popping on live on Facebook. All right, thanks, you guys. Happy stamping. See you soon. Bye-bye.